Let's talk now to a lawyer, Inibehe Effiong, who joins us live from Lagos. Justice Mohammed Zek said, we're told, is based on ill health. But do you think that it is coincidence that his sudden exit from office is coming weeks after some 14 justices of the Supreme Court had written a protest letter against him?
Good evening, and thank you for having me. The sudden resignation of my Lord, Honorable Justice Tanko Mohammed, coming just after the letter by 14 justices of the Supreme Court, was made public, is not entirely a coincidence. When you look at the language and the tenor of that letter, if you are to put it in a very direct language, it was basically a vote of no confidence on the leadership of the now former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Tanko Mohammed. When you have brother justices of the apex court saying unanimously that the head of the Supreme Court, the head of the Nigerian judiciary, has not led them properly, complaining about issues of welfare and, of course, general what looks like lack of proper leadership within the judiciary. They were simply saying that there was need for a change. So while it is understood that the official reason given for the resignation is medical grounds, I would rather say that in addition to that, it is in the best interest of the judiciary for my Lord to step aside. Indeed, it would not have been proper to have his lordship continue to remain in office when his brother justices have basically queried his leadership in such a forceful and unanimous language.
Indeed, Mr.
But then
Effiong.
we must also appreciate the fact that Honorable Justice Tanko Mohammed became the CJN, in a very controversial manner. Remember the circumstance under which his predecessor in office, the Honorable Justice Walter Onohen, was unceremoniously and unconstitutionally removed from office based on a very illegal order by the Code of Conduct Tribunal. So my Lord Justice Tanko Mohammed came to office on the basis of a questionable ex parte order by a tribunal, and that controversy basically bedeviled his tenure. But his tenure was also characterized by general lack and loss of confidence within the Nigerian judiciary. This is not to say that there were no positive achievements or records within the period, but generally, and I align myself with the position of the NBA in paragraph 3 of the press statement signed by the president of the Bar, Olumide Akpata, that the judiciary needs to look at the issue of the confidence of the Nigerian public in that arm of government, which had been lowered, which continues to reduce by the day. And I do hope that my Lord, Honorable Justice Ariwola, will understand the urgency of the matter, the urgency of now, a situation where citizens no longer have confidence in going to court to seek redress.
I get a point, Mr. Effiong. If I can button very quickly, two CJNs are now gone in controversial manner, puts a lot of pressure on the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, who will now preside over the country's Supreme Court and the Nigerian Judicial Council. Talk to us about just what is expected of him, bearing in mind that he also led that protest letter, which seems to have accused the outgone CJN of some form of corruption.
What that indicates, the manner in which we have seen two Chief Justices of Nigeria exit office, within a short period, it is an indication that something is wrong with the judiciary. We cannot just dismiss this as mere coincidence. Something has to be done about the judiciary. And why is this important? This is important because of the three organs of government, the three arms of government, the judiciary is the most vital to the preservance and the survival of democracy. Now, what is expected of my Lord Justice Ariwola? I expect that my Lord will immediately and urgently, and I plead with my Lord to undertake critical and fundamental reforms, judicial reforms. There have been a couple of reports including the report by the Justice Sector Reform Committee that has been submitted over time that has not been acted upon. One of the complaints by the Justice of the Supreme Court against Justice Tanko Muhammad was that my Lord did not introduce a new rules for the Supreme Court. So I am hoping that in the next coming days, the new acting CJN is going to act on that matter and introduce a new rules for the Supreme Court to decongest the courts. Another for me, the most important issue is the issue of ethics. The new CJN, acting CJN, must examine critically the allegations that have been made against judicial officers in the country and ensure that judges who are indulged and engage in corruption, judges who abuse the judicial process, judges who engage in the grant of frivolous ex parte orders, especially in political matters, are severely sanctioned. If the judiciary is not rid of corrupt judges, we are just wasting our time. Not all judges are corrupt. Majority of judges are decent.
Absolutely,
but
Mr.
The few ones
Effiong.
that are bringing bad name to the image of the judiciary should be seriously sanctioned. They should not be shielded. I also expect reform of the NJC. The way the NJC is constituted today makes it almost impossible, if not difficult, for judicial officers.
You make it sound like there's a huge task ahead the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, whose nomination, based on the recommendation of the HDC, is now subject to confirmation by the Senate. We'll see how all of this play out in the coming days. Inibehe Effiong, lawyer, talk to us live from Lagos. Thank you so much for joining us on TV.
Thank you for having me.